Look at this fucking bullshit. What the fuck?
What's up, guys? It's the GameBro coming back to you with another shooter review. Just got back from the pharmacy in Easton, got my COVID booster by accident. Turns out the 10-year-old next to me got the heroin, so she's dead. So today we are looking at Ketsui Jigoku Taki, a PS3 release that was Japanese only, but region-free and a long time in the making. Now I know what you're all thinking. This is probably too new for the GameBro, and he probably has no clue how to work the complicated PS3, but rest assured, my side's 8-year-olds got me covered. The real reason we're stepping into the unknown today is to take our first proper look at one of Cave's bullet hells, Ketsui yeah, you heard me before. Originally released by Cave in arcades January 28, 2003, the port we are looking at today on the PlayStation waited until July 25, 2013 in Japan only. Other physical ports included releases on the DS in 08, 360 in 2010, and would even see M2 make a PS4 port. The PS3 release was developed by legendary Cave and published by 5PB at the time, now going by Mages. This vertically scrolling two-player manic shooter features 2 helicopters to choose from, 5 stages, each with a mid and final boss and 1 banger of a soundtrack. Before sliding too deep into this NBA, it goes without saying that there wasn't expressed interest in bringing a port to the PS2 by Akira, but the hardware capabilities of the early 2000s console was incapable of delivering the port-perfect quality of the arcade. So now that you fucked a ton of strange that had kids already, let's find out what it's like to be the dad and have to deal with this 8-year-old that keeps asking why mom went down the street instead of across. Let's jump into the plot. In the year 2054, Al Gore seems to be right as global warming finally butt-fucks Earth with ice caps melting, causing nations to go under with the rest of the world at war over depleting resources and a battle for dry land. Finally, a real World War III breaks out with the unable to do anything to stop the ever-advancing weaponry of both sides. The source is tracked back to the EVAC industry code, drunk on its own power and pretty much has made its own Pretoria, but capable of standing on its own at this point with its own army, well-equipped troops, and 2 McDonald's. Unable to defend the steps up with a strike team of 2 advanced helicopters to simulate a rebellion inside the EVAC to bring down the evil empire within. There's some more important bullshit, but this is a shooter, so who fucking cares? Let's get into the gameplay. You get 2 choices of helicopters to pick from, both offering different firing patterns and movement speed. The copters look fucking awesome too, and remind me of the ones from 6th Day where you get 2 fucking Arnolds.
Cool.
Controls are responsive and quick, feeling second nature like the inputs are just coming telepathically from my brain. It's giving yourself a stranger good that there can be that numbness between, yet still feel connected until you finish in her mouth. Still don't know how I feel about the wireless controllers though, but they're her kids, so no biggie about them getting sticky. Buttons are fully customizable as well to tailor to each player, or if you want to get that player 2 involved for some 2-hand touch. When it comes to weapons and power-ups, you get 2 shot types, the more powerful focus laser, and I fucking love lasers. Then there's that spread shot rapid-fire jerk-off on her face shot. You also get a screen-clearing bomb that's crucial if you suck at bullet hells. The way your weapon boosts up and scoring chip system is way too complicated for my GED to explain, but the closer you get to an enemy, the better the score is when you destroy them, as well as balancing the use between your 2 main weapons. When, not if you die, you drop your upgrades but can pick up your power-ups immediately to bring your boner rocket back to life. Visually this game is off the charts, but unfortunately you're not seeing it in HD due to the capture card not wanting to fuck around with the PS3. So I used the RCA into HD converter and voila, Ernest Saves Christmas. And fucking Ernest Scared Stupid is way better than Ernest Goes to Jail. Facts. The bosses are massive detailed World War III level type shit with post-apocalyptic vibes, dark and depressing in similar fashion to Under Defeat. Both the mid and main bosses have a life bar to defeat and for sure give you that second or 2 before they arrive to be like, oh shit, fucking boss battle. Again, the levels are incredibly detailed and feel better than arcade perfect. It's no question why this game has the following it does, and a difficulty that in the second level, regardless of which of the 4 settings you choose, ramps up worse than a strobe light at an autism hospital. Batsu Gun feels like a walk in the park compared to this, as the waves of bullets just flood the screen, making Pearl Harbor feel like the Notebook. And side note, James Marsden's lost more pussy in movies than anyone I can think of. When it comes to a complete playthrough in that 1cc action, it will take you a little more than 20 minutes to complete. Beat the game without death or using a bomb, and you open up the Ultra Loop, leading to a showdown with the true final boss, Evakanir Doom, of which few have ever encountered. There are other modes, pussy online leaderboards, and special features, but the GameBro won't be impressed with smoke and mirrors. The soundtrack is a real banger and fits perfectly. No question why as go-to Manubu Namiki was selected, as the score keeps you invested in the game with electronic and distorted guitar guitar sounds. The boss tracks fit the bullet spray almost perfect and want to make you chug a surge after every stage completion. Maybe one of the most fitting scores of any games I've ever reviewed to date. Is it a good pick up and play? Well, if the PS3 doesn't need an update and you have the doorstop hooked up, yeah, it's a good one to get into for a few minutes. The replay value, if we're talking about physical games, is pretty high considering there's only a handful on the PS3 for shooters, but this seems to be my go-to, and for really anybody. What does it mean to me, the collection and the genre, you ask? Well, this is the first time in ages I fired up the PS3, and it's my only PS3 shmup at the moment, so it's a trip down memory lane to say the least, but everyone remembers the first time they got a punch on the V-card. As simple as a shooter as it is, it's one of Cave's most loved releases. Maybe because it took so long to get a physical release, but either way, this bullet hell fucks. In my collection, it's the standalone PS3 title, and really only non-sports title or FPS that I have. It's a sharp-looking title with its Nazi-Japanese aesthetic, with a price tag coming in just shy of a Ben Franklin, but without the regret of rolling it up and snorting powder with it. Ketsui really just cements Cave's legacy as one of the all-time greats and remains at the top of the list of prolific developers, even if it took almost a decade to get the home port of this game. When I played Ketsui for this review, it was the first time I fired up the PS3 in like 10 years when I lived in my old town, and it reminds me of that same feeling I get every time I go back home to one-night stand all the girls who made fun of me in high school, but with a different name, so it's more confusing to them rather than the validation to silence my own insecurities. The rush I get from Ketsui is exactly the same feeling I get being the home wrecker to dozens of happy families that made my childhood hell, but considering they're married to all the guys that push my fat ass around, it's equally as satisfying. In no way am I the same man as I was 10 years ago, nor would I ever move back home, but what pushed me away is exactly what brought me back, but this time the shoe's on the other foot. The PS3 chased me away, and although I didn't go back for a decade, I never forgot the score I had to settle. To me, Ketsui is the girl I wanted to go to prom with that shut me down, and after all these years, I'll make sure she remembers me for the rest of her life after I give her the fuck of a lifetime and disappear forever so she can have that same feeling. What if? What if you never left? Well, some questions are better left unanswered, and that's why we play the game. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the vid. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that bullshit. Hit that fucking bell button so you're notified of all my releases. Until next Tuesday, I've been the GameBro, and I am out.
What the fuck?